So here we go. Let's jump in here. I might even drop the ball for you. Who knows? Hope to have some people come along here. Maybe my top fans will. Whatever that means. Who's my top fans? Well, anyway, thank you very much for all those people that have been watching and liking my recent shorts while I was in Dunedin for my mother. So here we go. Let's have a look at Lichess, what they're doing. And yeah, I hope the music's not too loud. I've got a whole lot of comments. Okay. So here's the first one, number 1. Got a whole lot of comments. Got like 9. So I'm just getting the phone going, and here I go. I've got myself here. I've seen myself. It's quite lively. And so here we go. That's that one. Now what's the next one? This is this one that's pretty simple, really. I think it's this move. And then rook takes rook. And then for my next trick there, grasshopper. So what do we do now? We take this check. We go this check. And we go this check. So what am I doing? I'm not sure yet. Here we go. This is a little bit more complicated, isn't it? I'm looking at all sorts of weird stuff. Like I'm looking at rook d2. I will drop the ball very soon if I do that. I'm now looking at this move because after rook c6, a7, and there's no way to prevent that, I think. Oh, the computer agreed. Now what's this one? Okay. Well, this looks quite good, doesn't it? Check and mate. Hope you like the music. Just fun for my next trick is, what do? I play rook takes and we get the fork or the pin, not the pin, the fork. The terminology doesn't really bother me too much. Here I go here to protect this pawn from capture. As if I go after this, it's a draw straight away. Unless black further plays silly moves. And here we go here, and we take this. We take this, and we go into the stopping the square from the king getting in there to a1 or a1. Yeah, I think it's a1. Here we got a wee simple fork tactic. And here we've got this runaway pawn. This pawn's pretty cool looking. So we're going to go king here, I think. Not king e4 because of rook c3. So king c4, and that will suffice to win this game. This is a simple checkmate in 2 moves. So I've been away from the chessboard for some time now. Officially, but I've got all those comments. What is that all about? Bishop here. Is that going to be what we do? And then after queen here, we're going to go knight back here. See, the queen's lost. So we're going to go queen check first. Bishop g4. Agreed. Queen g4. Yes, we have a 1 game for black. And now what do we do? I don't know. Do we go queen b3 check? It looks quite good to me. And then, well, I don't I'm not completely sure here yet. And then after king here, what else? Because I don't know about this move, because we go queen b2 check. What about rook back? No, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. Sorry about that. I am very sorry. So do I take the rook first? So this is the tricky thing about chess. For me, this is tentative, but bong, mate. But I'm looking at queen b3 check. So it was just about me out. White is a grandmaster and black is a FIDE master. Gonna win this one. The FIDE master, yay, wins this one. Checkmate. I missed it. Now I'm going to be a bit extra careful. Queen check, rook check, bishop check, mate. Good old classics. We want to play this, I think, and then this looks like the only move, really. And we go queen g7. This other move. Oh, what about bishop f5, David? What about bishop f5? Oh, rook f5, king f5, queen g7. Ah, what did you do? Why? And now, for our next trick, we'll take this and rook c2 and de5. Capture the queen. Rook takes rook. Rook takes rook. Or we've got pawn takes, haven't we? But that wins us a piece. We're a piece up after this. If we don't take that queen on e5, then we're lost for white. Have we got the snuffle? No, I haven't. I don't think I have. But this is pinned. This bishop's pinned for capture on g7c. So I was looking at other things, but this is the move, I think. And it could be that I'm out. But I think that bishop here looks quite good. But I'm wondering what all those notifications are. I feel like checking them. And now we've got this positions that I don't like for black. You know, like it looks like I'm losing. But then if I look at this move and this move, then it's check and rook here. Bishop takes or knight takes or whatever. So I'm not particularly sure about this one. I'm not sure about this. So there might be some other trick here I'm trying to find. Because first of all, we are a whole exchange down for black. So if we win the exchange back, so if I go h6, king here forced, bishop here, rook f7, as bishop g6 is no good, as bishop g6 is checkmate, rook f7, then I think we take the rook with the rook, and thereby if e f7, bishop f7 checkmate. They didn't even want to try to see if I saw it. That's a mistake in chess. Rook f7 is, I think, pretty clear. Do we have a queen checkmate coming up here? No. Okay, so I'm going to discount that one straight away. Do I have some trick here with the queen? Do I have an intermezzo move? Rook takes rook. And no. And they were working steadily outside. I got back to Christchurch, New Zealand from Dunedin last night. Had a look at the property building next door, and it was definitely building. So if I go, what if I go Queen A7? I don't know. So embarrassing, chesses. Okay, sorry. I said hi to, sorry. I love you stream. I love your stream. And King Sloan is saying, wow, woo, whoa. And I don't know what to do here. So, hello to King Sloan and Blue into City. No, just joking. Blue into 2 or into in TC2 or something like that. I'm not sure what TC2 means. Queen takes D5, but this is one I'm not sure about. I think I'll take Queen A7, but we got this bishop F4 thing, haven't we? I'm going to do this, and I being impetuous. What? What was that for? Why'd you do that? Why did you have to do that for? Here we got this beautiful move to get the big, strong queen and bishop battery together. And here we have checkmate in 2 moves. It's thematic, so everyone knows this. I hope you do. 2 as well as the other person. I hope you know it. As I don't know the other stuff. Do I? Knight takes, rook takes. Oh, what else? Knight F2 check. King G1 is no good because the knight D1 check with the bishop on A7 to G1. So the king goes to G2. I mean, from knight check. The king goes to G2. We take the queen. We threaten the bishop. We threaten not the knight, but we threaten the bishop. We might even threaten knight E3 check. And this rook is sitting on G5 for white. So we're going to win something there. I'm not sure what we're going to win, but I think it's queen here check and rook here. Checkmate. Okay, ready, set, go. Hope you're enjoying the music. I'm still, as I've previously mentioned a few thousand times now, I am really looking forward to seeing what comments I've got in my notifications. I love your stream. I love you stream. Yes, thank you. Now we've got this. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now E4. We have E4 here. And then what do I do? Pass. Okay, well, after that, we threaten the queen, but we're also threatening this bishop. So we threaten to capture this bishop. So it's easy peasy. E4, bishop B2. We can go out on A3 and B4, but we can't really do anything much about C3 if we go on a wander. We might want to play A4 first and get our bishop out if we have to get it out that way. Anyway, enough of history. Here is check. King takes is checkmate with rook A4. Checkmate. Now, if king C3, now I'm starting to think, what do I do about that? So what do I do? So it might not be that. It might be something a bit more simple, and I'm starting to think of the simple here. I'm thinking about don't sacrifice the rook, go rook check. I mean, we can do that. If we go rook d4, it could divert my attention, because if I just concentrate on king a5, I've got rook a4 checkmate, you see. So once the king comes here and lands on this square, and this rook's here, it goes, boom, checkmate. But I think I'm a bit concerned for me in the stream about king c3, which is a far better move than king takes a5 on move 1 for white. So with that said, I'm now looking at check. And these are forceful. Check. And check. And still forceful, and the king has to go to one of these three squares, for not that square, David, because the rook's going bang down there. So it has to go to one of these two squares, and then we'll go rook a4 check. Okay, so we first go rook a4, rook c4, rook d2, rook a4, and mate. Now this is a finest not moment. This is not my finest moment. So do we just have a checkmate? Not just a checkmate, but it's checkmate in two moves. I hope you see it. And so you can comment, but I might be deemed as trying to get help from everyone out there, because is there anybody out there? I definitely need help, don't I? Especially in singing a Pink Floyd number. Fantastic Pink Floyd. My favourite album of Pink Floyd is, of course, The Wall, because I was brought up with it, and it's a classic CD, double CD case that I look out for often when I go to op shops or opportunity shops in New Zealand, Dunedin, Christchurch, or wherever I go. So we've got the check first, and this forces that move. It's pretty sad, isn't it, that it forces that. That's the whole thing, that when it happens for me and I'm black, I don't like chess. Checkmate. Now we have, what do we have now, Dave? We have bishop check to this pawn, and we're winning a piece. But what about queen takes queen, I hear you say? Well, then we go rook e1 check, and this is a dilemma because the rook has to capture, and then we go queen takes queen. Okay, but we don't take it with the queen, we take it with the bishop. There's a difference. Hope you see the difference. And here we might be able to play something man cup. Now we're going to go check, get away from this attack, which is quite good. We're going to have to face a rook capture, but we're going to get the queen, you see. So we'll go queen c5, check, and pawn takes. Now there is the c. If I go f1, it's no good because the rook e5 check, and black will live to tell the tale. But if I go king here, black should resign. I was saying something there, but guess what? I forgot. Now this is danger, because it is. But I think I'm going to have to be programmed into playing g5, and hope that black doesn't beat me, or us, or ons, as the Dutch say. So first of all, if we go here, I quite like king and pawn in games. Not. Sometimes I don't like them at all. But when I've got a winning, easy 2 sets of pawns connected past on the E and D file on the 7th rank, then I quite like it. But when I get these positions, I start to tremble, chief. What I would do, I think the immediate thing is this move with the idea of g6 and h7, h8. Of course, we can see that. Everyone, I hope, can see that. If the pawn goes here, we go here after g5. And then if this pawn moves here, we go g6. f3, let's say it goes to f3. Then we are not going to capture this b2 pawn. We're going to play g7, threaten queen. f2, even if it's just about f1, we've got queen g8, check, and so on. So here we go. Here we go. We're not got time to... We can't chase that pawn anyway, can we? I could go here, but that would be a big blunder. Okay, well, I got out of it. Yay! Oh, wow. Oh, they scare me, those do. They do. And it reminds me of but the junior that I coached, or coach. And I asked him, what do you like about chess? And he told me, he said he loves basically attacking and checkmate and all that. So I said, good. Now what don't you like? He said, oh, that's easy peasy, whatever that means. Easy peasy. What I like about chess, what I don't like about chess is king and pawn games. So what do? I attacked the weakness and I started showing him king and pawn games, and I think that helped me too. So if we go bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, a6. The king's outside the square, the knight goes here, pawn goes here, and it's a runaway. Otherwise, we've got more or less maybe even a lost position for white if we didn't play that. Just take a short wee break while you contemplate this annoying king and pawn endgame. So I'm just going to go out the door for a momentary lapse of reason. Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. So anytime I see an op shop or CDs or some garage sale or whatever, I always look out for that one. So anyway, I'm sorry to have gone out the door. So I'm going to keep going, and where I do appreciate. Now I have to just take stock now and think. King f6. So I have to go for the jugular. Ah, do you understand that sigh? Oh, the queen is defending f2, and directly I didn't even look. I was just looking at queen f2 checkmate. But here we got the sort of the move that I don't like as white, for if I'm white. Don't like this move because, oh no, I've lost my queen again. I've blundered again. How many times have you blundered in chess? Is it as many times as I have? And you go, oh no, what's the point of, look at this. This is quite good, is it? And then queen c5 and rook c8 is the trick. Queen c8, what else? Knight d6, check, and knight takes queen. Okay, so we'll go rook here. It looks like the queen can get away, like I've just said. But it can get away, but this is no good for it. See? And we'll take that, and I think we can all win that one. Now, so for my next trick, it's check. So I'm obviously going to take this queen, and then I'm going to march this pawn. It's just like, almost like my pawns, the D and E7 pawns connected past on these squares for white. So I go first here, and I don't get king h5, that would be a blunder. I go pawn here. Oh, yes, well that's an interesting one there, Man Cub. Now what do I do now? Do I take the knight? What a pain chess can be. Do I take the knight? Or do I probably take the knight. Then I've got, how many pawns have I got? 4 versus 3, and we can pick this one up soon. And this bishop's tied up to the defense, isn't it? These pawns are quite good. This bishop can come into here. So all I'm doing now is scheming what I would do in an actual game. See? So this could be me out, but I don't think so. Because we've got a control over the king entry to protect that c8 square, remember? And I hope you do, because it's really good for your chess, what I'm doing right now for you. Now here we're going to have to take stock. After queen takes, we're going to have to remember everything we've learnt about king and pawn endgames. And we're going to have to go back here to capture this thing, because otherwise we might queen still too, but black will queen as well. Now I'm thinking of this move. Threatens the queen, fe3, queen e3, king f1. I think we might play this, but I'm not totally sure. I don't know why I like this one not. I like to... This player who's white has got a similar name to probably the top chess player, or one of the top chess players in New Zealand, who won the New Zealand Championships just earlier this year and the end of last year, Felix. And he's now an international master, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic, isn't it? So now he's going to be a grandmaster, I'd say. With all intensive purposes of the idea of becoming a grandmaster, and fair enough too. So he's already got an international master, which I'd kind of like to have a title, but you know, you can't have everything in life, can you? You can't get everything you want. But when you've got your birthday coming up, you want to have, I want to have everything for my birthday. Now what's the trick here? Is there a trick? Dear. I do think it's, and I've locked and loaded that in my head. That's very dangerous in chess, is to lock and load your move. That happens so often in chess, where one says, oh, it's that move, and we stop looking. And I say to my friend who I coach some chess to, here in Christchurch, I say to him, I notice that you see the best move first all the time. And that might be true for you too. That my friend sees the best move for himself. And it might be, I'm just going to look at knight e3, fe3, queen e3, because what else after it? Anyway, he sees that, then he gives up and he tries to look for someone else. I said, you don't do that. What you do is continue on with your best move that you've played because you're intuitive. Now, I might be talking a lot of nonsense to you right now. Might actually make you go away. But I think that for a lot of players, that is a truth for them, that we look at the best move, we find the best move, for us at least, and then we discard it for someone else, and then we try to think too much about the move, which I'm doing right now. But I am thinking that knight e3, king f3, king e3, queen e3 check, and then I've got after king f1, I'm really interested in rook takes g2. That looks really good to me. So I'm now pretty convinced that that's terrible for white. So what about king to d1 after knight e3, fe3, queen e3, king d1, bishop g4 check? I think maybe, I'm not sure though. But then I see, hold on. Once this queen's here, okay, the king goes here. We haven't got this move. I thought I did, but I don't. It would be no good anyway because of b3, David. So knight e3, fe3, queen e3, king d1. Now what do I do now? Okay, well, I would probably play rook g2 actually, and I think it's good. Do I do this? I will just take a few moments here. Mein Cup, yes. I don't know if I do that. Okay, I think I go, it's not easy. This is number 37. It is not easy. Knight e3 was easy, but they didn't go king f1 because I was going to go rook g2. So do I do rook g2 still? Or do I go bishop f3? I think I go bishop f3. Bishop g4. But then what happens if the king goes to d1, c1 after bishop g4? Do I have anything after that? So in chess you can't do what we're doing right now. You could go knight e3 and then spot some things happening, but we can't do this. We can't stop in the middle of our combination and thereby start to think more of other things and all that sort of blah blah blah. I'm gonna go rook g2. I just think it's way better. I might be out. So I didn't really have my contingency plan for continuing with I didn't quite have my contingency plan after king d1 instead of king f1, but king f1 I would have liked it if it was that, because it might have made me look like I'm not too bad. In fact, I might even be whatever, I don't know, a sad case. What's the trick here, David? What's the trick here, people? What do we think the trick is here? Have we got a sort of a... What have we got here? And this is the thing about chess, is everyone in the world will be going... Now, I've just noticed that this pawn is pinned. So, and then this is check, of course, and check, king here, queen check, king here, and queen takes h8 mate, okay? Okay, bit slow, David, a bit slow. So what do we do now with the Junkin Cellar? What is going on here? Everything is going on here. Yes? Yes, you think? Yes, I do it too. I think so. I don't know which one to take. There is so much opportunity here for white to go wrong. It's so nice for white to go wrong, but we're threatened with this move here, so it's starting to look like I'm going to do this. Other moves are not very good, like queen f6 there, David. Yes, why does he have to be so drunk? Why? I can't go rook c7. That is a dismissal of this stream. I might go off in a petty. I might spit the dummy if I actually, I hope the music's okay, and I hope I'm not too loud. I might be monstrously loud, and everyone will take off for it. Yeah, the beauty and hazards of doing a live stream is I could go out right now. So I think I'm going to win a piece, which is going to be quite good, because the dilemma is this is a nice wee setup as well. But we're attacking this rook with the bishop. But if we take it, then it's instant dismissal with queen g2, checkmate, and that's the red square. See, the red square is that queen going down there. See, ram, bang, and I feel like giving up chess again. Sometimes it's queen takes bishop, rook, f6, because this pawn is pinned. But in this case, the king can just capture. Even though some players I meet think that they're not allowed to take the queen because she's too strong with their king. So often for juniors or for junior chess players, not meaning their age or their chronological age, but sometimes they think they can't go quite the other way around. They can't go making contact with the king because they think the king can take the queen, even if it's defended with a bishop that defends it here, if you get what I mean. So I won't go on about that anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to not blunder. I was just about going to blunder. Okay, now we're going to do this all day long. Are we? What are we going to do here? We're going to do this? I think we will. I just about thought, what is going on here? We have to take this b6, and we come into the Nigel Short Super Grandmaster square. We don't want to push the pawn to a4 because b7 will win for white because I've got to check on b8. So we first go here, we go back here, we go back here, we take the rook, and now what do we do, David? If we go here, we've got the opposition 1, 2, 3. Because it's an odd amount of squares, so I think I'd go there, but I'm not going to go here because then am I going to go here? Yes, I am, because I want white is outside the square. See, the Nigel Short square. So instead of going king b7, I'm going to lose if I go king b7. White's just going to go easy peasy to a1 and hug the a1 and b1 and a2, b2 squares, but not go out of this range. Don't go to these squares. Everyone knows that, but revivals of the brain is nothing wrong with. So here we've got 3 squares away, and they've got 4 squares to get there. See? And like I was going to mistake. It's a mistake. Check. Capture. I think that's what we're going to do. And then we can go king in here. So all we do is scheme. We do not have to think about, now I have to think about this move. I've just seen this move. Rook here. Rook here. See? And if I take the rook, king takes, and I can't play a2. So I lose. If I go rook takes bishop, however, then I might be doing something. Rook takes rook, and then a2. And we threaten check. Oh, the computer believes me. Now, we've got no problem. He wants to get out of the way, so he go, and we might think, oh no, I've got to look after a1, rook a1, 8 check, or something like that. So this is how our brain can work. And we can fall for this trick. White is tricking black to think, oh, if we go there, then it's going to be a rook check. But this pawn stops that. So we're going to make this into a queen. Don't make it a rook. I like to be a bit funny with chess sometimes and hope for rook b6. And it's going to be a draw with a bishop check. And bishop takes rook. Oh, I might even lose that for black. So respect the game of chess is number 5. So we're going to make it a queen. And then if the rook takes on b6, we go queen d4 check, and the king moves to f3, e2, e1, or f1. No other move, and we go queen takes rook on b6. Queen takes b6 as it is written in a score sheet. Here we have the dilemma is that the knight captures, and all of a sudden this bishop is available. So when white plays bishop takes bishop check, we merely take back with the mare. Okay, we take back with the mare, and that's it. So that's what we're going to do here. And we can't take the queen anyway because it's check. So we take back and we secure our piece, which the Grandmaster says a piece is a piece. Even if you have to destroy your pawn formation, a piece is a piece. Now, okay, this is a dilemma because we take here and they take our queen. And so we just go, oh, Shivers, you've just won a pawn off me. That was pretty good, darn it. I've stuffed it. Especially if you're playing a 2-1-1-3 player, as black is. So if you're playing a 2-1-1-3 player, we might shy away from taking the queen, thinking they've worked it all out. But guess what? A lot of times they just take the pawn and go, oh yeah, he just goes pawn takes, and then I take his queen, and there it stops. That's what a lot of chess players, including the one that's streaming here, does. So what we do in this is now we're going to investigate. What if, okay, we're going to investigate that. What if thing? Check. Not check, is it? So then the king wants to, first of all, sorry, when we take this queen, then black wants to take our queen. I'd just about say that's a likely probability factor, like something out of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's very, very likely that black is going to take the queen on f3 and go, well, we're doing a queen swap, and guess what? I'm threatening rook c3, and I'm going to win another pawn, or I might try to catch the pawn by going king f8 and king e7, and king takes pawn on e6, gobble. But if we look into this further, we can see something here, okay? So first of all, we got this, and rook takes rook. And then it's very important, your next move. Your next move is so important. You have at home rook d8 check. Now this is the CCA, the checks, captures and attacks, which I never knew as a teenager, I never knew as a 20-year-old, I never knew as a 35-year-old or 40, 50, 60-year-old. It's not only till that same junior that I coached king and pawn endgames, who incidentally, when he went back to the chess club, they all thought, oh yeah, right, here he goes, let's head off to our king and pawn endgame. And what happened next? He started beating them with the king and pawn endgames that I was helping him with. And I was only helping him. I wasn't doing it. He was doing it. So when we go pawn take, this is good exercise for anyone, including the streamer. Pawn takes queen. Rook takes queen. Forced, I think. Otherwise, don't really like it for black if they play g4 or something, because we might even just take the rook with the queen. Yeah? So that won't be very good. And we can go. All we're doing is scheming. So we go up to this pawn on g4 after all that. h5, king here, g6, get the point, king g5, and we're threatening this pawn. If the king comes to this is all you do in endgames, okay? Scheming and pawn hunting, pawn grabbing, go after pawns like there's no tomorrow. However, the middle game is 3 things in the middle game that you want to concentrate on a lot. And those 3 things are king safety, yes, like the opening, pawn structure, and piece placement, of which the most important that I've learnt from Grandmaster Igor, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, is piece placement. That's the most important one. So when we look at this position, I know I'm taking a wee bit long on this one. The rook can't get behind because, or it can, but we're going to lop the pawn off, the rook off with our pawn, aren't we? So when we capture this, okay, start again. Not really, just joking. Capture. Now black didn't look at rook f3, in my opinion, and rook d8. They might have thought, oh well, I'll just move my rook from f3 back to f8, and that's the end of the story. And it looks like that too. Then we see this pawn marches on to e7, okay? So here we go. Watch this. I bet you black's going to play rook f8. Oh, they didn't. Because we're going to just now march that pawn regardless to e7. And the king cannot interpolate or whatever. Here we go. Look at this. This is a check. Okay. And a checkmate. So wat doen we nou? Is het dan drankensalad? Why, chief? Why does he have to be drunk? I don't know. No, we're not going to go queen here because it's going to be queen takes, probably. King takes or rook takes. Oh, maybe rook takes, but we're not going to go there. We're going, I think I'm going to go here. Check. Threatened. This is a capture. This isn't a check. This is a capture. Which it goes down some sort of like, but I wouldn't fasten and forget that sort of, that's the way to go. Because at the end of the day, knowledge is one thing, understanding is another in chess, as far as I'm concerned. So if you're getting coached by someone and they're saying this is how you play chess, not a very good coach, in my opinion. I might be completely wrong. I have been before, and I probably will be again after I've said this. But if you're going to be a Van Gogh in painting, there's no point me coming up to you and helping you to be me, like, not that I'm saying I am, but there's no point in me trying to make you into a Van Gogh. I mean into a Rembrandt. Sorry, a Van Gogh. like, I'm from Dutch parents, I should know all this. But there's no, what I'm saying is that I think I actually remember that this is something that I'll just say it my way, that I was taught to say it this way, Mikael Tau. And like, I'll just say that he was told by Botvinnik, you have to play this way. And what did Tau do? Well, I don't exactly know what he did per se, but he basically said, get real. I'm Tau, I'm going to play my way. And obviously we know the history of his games. I mean, they're just superb, aren't they? So I'm going here first. I don't know whatever. Why do you want to do that for? I can even take the rook. See? I can take the rook, and then I can go bumble. And we don't care if you get checked. We're just going to move. We can work out that after knight g5, we're going to go king g8, and then it's white's turn again. That reminds me of what they call the best game of my career, whatever that means. It's not a career chess. Chess isn't a career. It's a game. It's a game, isn't it? So I'm not too sure the start, but we've got queen check. I hope you can visualize this. King here is forced, see? Then we've got h5 check. King here is forced. And then we've got queen h1 checkmate. Okay, so we're going to do that. And if the computer disagrees, well, if it says, oh no, you've got to play it the Misha way, the magician. Misha the magician. We've got to play it Misha's way. Well, he would come up with some fandangled way that is way better than this method. Queen h1 checkmate. Next is this position. Now, the whole thing I like about chess puzzles is this, and it's very simply this. You never know what you're going to get. It's just like Forrest Gump. And so here we got an intermediate move between the capture, rook here. And if queen c1, bishop c1. If queen d1, we have rook c8, check and mate coming up after the black's next move. Okay, so here we got first the capture. It doesn't look like it straight away. I think it looks, but we probably want to anyway. We don't take it with the queen, because if we do, we lose the whole thing. Now we'll go here. And watch out, don't take with the queen. I know we can, but it's better we don't. Have we got any sort of way? If we go here, can we squeeze white into submission of some sort? F4. This is why I'm a good lightning player, because I can see these things quickly, but then I start in match games usually to start to sort of reason other words, other moves, other things like that. And black is an international master, so that should help. At 2782, you can see that on your screens, I believe. And here we've got rook h3, I think. What else? King h3, king f3. No good would be f4, as then white could play king g2 and f3, go, I'll hug this square here, and I'll run this pawn all the way. This is the scheming, and make you take it with your king, and then we'll take the pawn here on f4 or f3, wherever black places it, if you get what I mean. So now I want to work out exactly what happens here. Rook h3, king h3, king f3, king g5 is the only, h4, sorry, I'm thinking of king g5 already. And then we got f4, king g5, and then we have the side step, king e3, h4, f3, h5, f2, h6, f1, h7, f8, and like Pac-Man. Okay, so here we go. They didn't even prove it to me. They didn't want me to prove it. Fie! I am Dutch. Good. And wait for a reel you have. Bro, just play the moves, please. Okay. You know what? I could. Thank you. I could do that. Then other people are going to say, oh, look, I don't want just see you play the moves because I'm not interested in that. But, you know. So here we've got, this is a dilemma for black, because if we play this, bishop here, f1, bishop takes, king here, we have the problem of this is a dark square, so we can't force the promotion. So maybe I'm going to play f2, because otherwise it's going to be a clear draw if I do anything else. And bishop f3 and king takes here, and that's easy drawn for white. So I'm going to play here first and force this move, and I'm going to play king here. I'm just, again, if h5, take this, h6, no good, David. Now, what do we do? Yeah, this is one that I don't easily find because it's a wee bit more technical. So I have this move first. That will be the first move, and I'm not just going to play that move because I can't do that in real chess here. And it would be good if it was just f1, queen, and bishop takes. And the other thing is I don't want to rush. And so this helps me when I don't rush. It helps my game. But if I just do as I'm asked, which is something that I do personally have difficulty with, you know, so this is my channel, and so I operate it the way I do. And at the moment, I'm not sure what to do here, but I do think that I can eventually go here and here and here, and I might have to give this pawn up and then get the king to here later on. Oh, I don't know, Dave. It's not easy. So this is a difficult bishop and pawning game. So this pawn is not able to queen on that square because the king hugs these two squares. And if I come close to this protection of the a2 pawn, when I've got a bishop and this pawn, I can't force the king out of this corner here because this is a light square bishop. So I've already ascertained that that's f2. Am I missing something basic? f2, bishop here. Forced. And they're both forced. Do I want to play bishop f3? Does that work? No, I don't think so. I don't actually think it does. And there's no checkmates with a bishop, even though you can lose this for lead chess if you've got your opponent's got a bishop and you've got a pawn, or a pawn and you've got a bishop. You can still win that for black, a bishop versus a pawn. Right, what do I do? Where's the Junkin seller? Well, obviously this is a blunder. Okay, now this is number 49, so this is what I mean by respect the game of chess. Number 5, when I rattle off those respects, one of them is respect the game of chess. So what that means for me is got to I've got to respect the game of chess. So it's not something that we can always play instantly. In this case, not. Because otherwise, we just don't get to number 48. There's a way to look at it. But I don't want to play f2 till I've got this sussed. Here. King here, do I go there? I'm not asking a question. h5, king d6, h6 is no good. Although I could stop it, but then I'm going to lose this pawn here, and then the king can come back. So I'm finding this quite difficult. And I had an endgame like this and I was going to win it, but I lost it instead. So these are dangerous. Because if I forget that, my opponent can't queen the A or H pawn because it's the wrong coloured squared bishop. So okay, f2, bishop g2, king d7, h5, king d6, h6, bishop d3, h7, bishop h7, king a6, bishop 2, d3 check, and then can I march my king in? I can also just take the pawn of h5. I can also take the pawn of h5, and here we got, what have we got here? We got this check, we got this check, and this check. And if king here, then we got g2 checkmate. So I hope that will suffice for those that want me to play quickly, which is fair enough. I can understand that to a point. But just to a point. I'm just joking. But thank you very much. So am I going to trap the bishop? Or, I wonder if we're going to trap the bishop. Or am I going to play c6 and b5? Or c6 only? I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to trap the bishop. Or am I going to take the pawn? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the pawn, I think. And then the rook takes. And we go. Do we go b7? Or do I go ba7? Is there a difference? Yes, there is, because the rook can go back to c8. Okay, there you go. Now, again, respect the game of chess. Don't make it into a rook or bishop, because I know you're not going to anyway. There you go. Right. And so, next trick is what? What is going on here? We're going to go rook d1 check and rook d1 check, or something else. Are we going to go? Oh, I'm not sure. And thank you for the comments. Free puzzle, free bishop, rook c3. I think that was right. Free bishop, rook c3, but it wasn't correct, was I? Where are we? Sorry about that. Syken 50. And free puzzle, and bishop b2 is away. So that's probably my bad. Does that MB means my bad, doesn't it? And yeah, it's not your bad, it's your good. It's not bad at all. It's quite good what you were thinking of doing, but it didn't work. So it wasn't bad at all thinking of trapping the bishop, because I thought of it, so it must be really excellent. I think I get it. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I got a bit close to the mic. The Misha. I have to go. I want to go and get a bit of water. So I expect everyone to be gone when I come back. So I wish to just go and get a bit of water. But I am thinking of the move Queen F3 here. That's sort of the one I like most. Of course, I could go Rook D1, but then the king can hug, take and then hug the King G2 square from my Queen entry. And of course, this is probably going to divert everyone's attention, including my own. And this is Maria Schultz, who's white, versus Agus 310, who is black. So we're black, and this is a 5-minute plus 3-second increment game. So it's number 52. I'm just going to go get a drink of water and so forth. So I'll be a few moments. I hope you can hear the music. I'm back, as someone would say. Oh, I think Jack Nicholson said that. I'm back. I don't think he did. I'm not sure. But I'm now. Yeah. Oh wow. That is a wee problem with. There's a wee problem with Queen F3, and that's Rook E1. Oh no, because it's threatening. If Rook E1, we got Rook C6. And then what? It looks quite reasonable. So, yeah, if I play quickly, or if I play the moves real quickly and all that sort of thing, that I can do that. But then some people will say, well, I want to see why you played that move. And also, I have dropped the ball a few times. But if you look to the bottom of the screen, you'll see the record I've got twice is 82. And get to 82, and it's very psychological there, Captain. I get to 82. I want to get to 83, if you get what I mean, because so I'm 30 away or 31 away from that. And incidentally, my mother has just turned yesterday 99, 9 months and 14 days, and now she's 15 days. And I'm not going to say that OLD word. Because she'll complain, because she's a lady. And she's very feisty. She broke her hip the other day. So I had to go down to be her supporter for her desires in life. And that's one of them. Okay, here we go. But if I go rook here check, and rook check here, and then I go queen takes, this is not the way I thought it would go. Okay, I need to be honest. I'm being honest. So that was a bit of a shock. Now, is this to do with this rook here? And if we play rook takes, now it's queen f8. Mate! What? So how do we go here? Like, I'm going to take all these stars and stripes off here. Oh no, it's not, mate, David. Let's take, duh. Queen f8 is not, mate, because the queen here. If queen, isn't that beautiful music? Have a listen to that music. I've got my cup of water. I'm not trying to talk through the music. I had the wonderful pleasure of being with a professor of music yesterday for coffee in some part of the country. And guess what? It was, he said, I'm shouting. So I was rushing there. And then he said, help yourself. I said, no, you don't want me to. If you get what I mean. Because I like food. And I had a wonderful time in Dunedin. Yeah, that's where Mum is. But I had a wonderful time in Dunedin. Now, I'm just not sure which one we're going to take. Oh, but if they go queen f8, checkmate, we're going to go queen g8. And that'll be easy. And we can hug the protection. We can have this rook can come back to g7 if we so wish. But we'll probably just go. What will we do? We'll go queen here, and then there's a check here. That would be no good, Dave. So I'd go rook g7. I'd hug that. Okay, so I'm going to go rook takes. And now I go for my next trick. Oh, it's checkmate, Dave. No, it's not. Now I have to go here. If I go queen here, then it's queen check. Oh, no. We've got queen f7 next move. But I could understand that that wouldn't be very nice for people to have to watch the obvious check, because I am not a grandmaster. That's what my friend likes to point out to me. You're not a grandmaster. If I put GM, he says not a GM above it. If you get what I mean. Check and checkmate. Okay, this is it's check. Now what? Now, if we do the wrong thing, then we will not be going very well, Dave. Listen to that music. Why do I think this might be harder than I think it is? Do I play 97? Queen c7. And then if I go queen g4 check, white goes queen g3 and saves the day, kind of. Whether I'd call it save the day. So we're actually a piece down for black. If we go rook d6, then I see the problem is that white is going to play queen g5. So if we go knight e7 now, then white's going to go queen g5 and save the day and be up in material, even if white is losing their f1 rook. So, and if queen g5 then, not bishop g5, because of queen g4 and g2 checkmate, which is what I initially wanted to do. So I wasn't looking at what my opponent's just done, was I? So you might see a weakness there. So I'm going to go rook here, and now queen g5, we're going to go rook g6. Oh, okay, well that one. And now, what are we going to do now, Dave? Am I going to take... It's not going quite as fast as I thought it would be. And it's my age too. I'm my old boy, you know, like I'm nearly approaching all the squares on the chessboard age. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your help, everyone. I think it's very, very good help. I should move over and let the stream begin. If I play fe6 and queen g5, I'm going to go take the queen and then take the rook. Yay! I survived. This might be, I'm only thinking of this move in here. But it's not very good, David, and it's not a check again. So what happens is I've just came out of a check. I've just come out of a check, haven't I? For black, and now I'm black again. It's like they've done this on purpose. They probably have. It's like they've done this on purpose. That they go, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give black, and then the next one, number 55, we're going to make it feel like it's another check again. Oh, David, you are right. Rook e4, d3. I didn't look further. I thought, oh, well, the rook's going to get the square, isn't it? It's going to cover it, but it's not. We get queen d4, check of king e3, and queen c4, or queen d3, or all sorts of things. We have a lot of fun with that as black. Here we've got a pin, and black's, white's been playing pretty well here, and because white is playing the International Master Fighter Pilot number 89. International Master Fighter 89. Now, 89 for me is a significant year. It might be the age of this person. They might not be 89, but they might be born in 1989, which is something very special to me. That year, 1989, is a very special year for me. But I won't go into detail because I would like to not go into detail. But I will because I'm wired that way, you see. I'm wired that way. Now, I do think sometimes, if you get what I mean. But this has been our finest moment. I think this is rook f6 and rook here, queen takes, which threatens queen g7, and if queen g6, then rook g6 and rook takes rook against the International Master. So I'm going to tell you 1989 is significant for me because I had some reasonably good successes in chess. Now you could pick between one or the other. Which one would you pick? You can reach me in the comments and thank you for taking part, that sort of thing. So 1989 I won the New Zealand Lightning Chess Championships, which is 5-minute chess. Imagine that. I'm actually not too bad for speed, but sometimes I'm a bit slow, and sometimes it's important to be a bit slow, and sometimes it's a bit, especially if that police officer's behind you, it's probably a good way to be, is don't be fast with the police officer, just be a little bit slower than as per usual, if you get what I'm saying. So I think that this is rook f6 and then queen g6, and we're going to have a bit of a field day for white. And I'm going to play it right now. And the other one to choose from, other than the 1989 New Zealand Lightning Champs, which is called by me on the back of my car for this chess channel, Prehistoric New Zealand Lightning Champion. So, and that was 5-minute chess, which is a way lot better than other types of games. Like 3 minute and 2 seconds, I don't like, but I've got used to it. But I still don't like it because really it's no sudden death after the clock reaches 5 minutes. Bang, game over. And that sort of thing. And when we play this move, we're threatening this as well. And because of this d4 pawn, and everything's all bad. Now this is no problem I think, at the moment, because I'm going to take here, and then if rook g1, I go queen g1, and we win the queen next move. And the other analysis was previously mentioned, no good for yours truly. Here we go, queen check, and then if king here, then bishop here checkmate. But I have looked at this too, so maybe I'm not right with my initial feeling. But if king g7, then we have a nice tactic, don't we? Rook e7 check, that check again, and you think, what? Rook e7 back, and we go rook d8. Okay, so I'm going to go there, and I've got to be careful too at the end of the day, because that's what I'm saying about respecting the game of chess. And now we're going to go, we're going rook d8. No, we're not. We're going rook e7. I'm going to go rook check, captures. Oh yes, you are doing that, aren't you, White? It's meeting this terrible move, and we're going to threat. There's a soft spot there, queen g8 check. If we move the rook back, we haven't got that soft spot, but we've got a bishop. So I'm just going to be the kind of what they call the devil's advocate. I'm just going to analyze quickly what happens if we move king c2. Is that going to be any good? No, probably not, because the rook check and all sorts of things are going to happen to our king. So I'm going to go rook d1. So I've got to be careful, because I've been here, done that before. This is a very nice checkmate. Can you see it? I can. This is the thing. And so I was the North Island Company North Island Chess Champion of New Zealand, which is the North Island Championships, which is probably the stronger one than the South Island Champs. This is a nice one. This is the sort of thing I like in chess. So that's a clue. It's using as a clue. So this is a clue. It's using one of my favourite things in chess, or if it's not the favourite thing in chess, although of course it's not the favourite thing, but this is quite nice. It's checkmate in 3 moves. So I'm going to see if anyone sees it, because I do. So if I can see it, guess what? You can too. It's easy peasy, easy peasy. Don't worry about chess, it's just a game. Just a game. Can you see checkmate in 3 moves? I'm just going to go and check if I can get some more water. And I hope you work it out, because it's very good for your chess, and so is water for your chess. Is very good. Water is very good for your brain. My machine's working quite well in the background, my IT machinery. So, hope you saw it, and I'm going to have a look. No one's said it, so here we go. First move is Queen B1 check, Bishop B2 check, and not Rook B2, because it's a mistake we might make, but you wouldn't, is AB2 checkmate. That's one for the channel for people to have a look at, but they might not be interested. Now we have big trouble in our position for white. White, if they play normally, are going to lose all their time. But what is the trick here? What is going on? How are we going to get anywhere here? So do we have to think a little bit of, instead of just checkmate the king and all that, maybe, just maybe we just, sometimes it's just rook check and then rook back, or no, not in this case, but sometimes it is. And I think I see this one too. I think that we are going to go rook b8, king g7, rook 1 b7 check, king h6, and then we have the rook still on the b file for white. Then we're going to have rook, oh no it's not, then we're going to have rook h8. And what does black do about that? Maybe black plays g5. And then we've got rook. Oh, what are we doing with the brain there, Dave? Was it forcing the rook to? I wonder if I can checkmate there. Can we go hit the queen now? Don't seem to think it is, but I'm not wanting to discount it. If we hit the queen, then black might have rook c1, rook a3, rook b1, and that would be a winning position for black. So we went rook 7 to b3. Then I believe that black would have rook c1 or queen c1, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't think it's a good idea. I'm still looking forward to what is those notifications there. I hope they're easy for me to answer, because sometimes they're hard. It's on YouTube I'm talking about. So I'm talking about on YouTube that I've got 9 notifications. So my shorts have been doing, well, our shorts, your shorts, my shorts, our shorts. It's not, I don't own the channel, and like I see that the channel's everyone's. What is going on, David? Why am I having sort of issues with this stupid game of chess? Ha, just joking. Right, now we've got the a2 square covered. if he goes rook g2. So this is one I can't just, this is getting close to the jugular for the number 82 twice that I've done. Alright, the rook is still going to be on this b file. Is it? They've sort of changed places. This one goes here, okay, to here, and this one goes here. This one, I mean. This one and this one. And then king goes here, and we got rook here. So if g5, what's going to be the case? What's going to be the case after g5? What's going to be the problem with g5? Rook h8 takes, king g6, rook g7 check. I can't go g4, David, because of that rook pinning the g2 pawn. Oh, hold on. What's rook g5 look like? King here. I don't know about this, by the way. This looks too darn complicated for my liking. It just looks like it's just too much analysis. And I'd say, I can't stand this. That's what I'd say. Oh dear. I'm not surprised that you're running away, because I'm sitting there going, this is a little bit long. Yeah, I think it is. This particular one is, because it's giving me trouble. It's possibly real basic, or very likely to be real basic. G5, G5, G5. And black's got their own attack too as well, which can be a problem with moves like rook g2 and knight e3 or something like that, queen e3 sort of things. But this I think that rook b8, king g7, rook 1 b7 check, king h6, because they don't usually go backwards, and then rook h8, g5 is where I'm coming stuck. Now that rook's there, that rook's there. The traded places, sort of. And then, if g5, what am I missing here? There's a quiet move somewhere. I think it might be to do with that. I think it might be a capture after rook. Or it's dear. Or it's... I mean, I'll be able to do this in my head. So now I've answered the question. What would you prefer? A lot of people would probably prefer to win the North Island Champs, even though it was equal with the former first equal place getter that I got third equal for in the New Zealand Junior about 8-9 years earlier. Sometimes I don't like chess. The other thing is we're removing that knight protection, aren't we? Oh, you can sing if you can see something real basic. I don't mind. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it. Do I want to go rook b3? Maybe the music's making me go to sleep. I might be sleeping, you never know. I might just be playing sleep chess. I've done that before. When I played 40 hours. 40 hours, goodness sakes, that's a lot. Played 40 hours for what we call here in New Zealand, or back then, Telecom Telethon. That's our telecom phone company. Do I just do I do an initial idea of there's no checkmate on the 7th rank with the 2 rooks on the 7th rank. I'm just thinking if there is, that might be the key to this. But I'm finding this sort of problem in this position, obviously. And if I drag the knight out, then it attacks that knight, but I don't think that's got anything to do with it. Because if I take that knight out, then I've got queen a2 to worry about, and rook g2 is all big stuff for black. Is there a waiting move? Not yet. I am thinking it's, I know it sounds like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from England. Sounds like I'm waiting for someone to cough in the background. So in chess we get positions that we can spend very little time on, like our first move, even as black, but we get the other side of it is we can get a position like this that we're not quite sure about, and we'll probably throw these moves out real quickly. So once I've got a rook there and he goes g5, what can I do? Because if it was just like, if we were able to do this, and black had to do something else, it's checkmate on the spot with this move or that move. So if we had a few moves all in a row, it's checkmate, or unless the queen will go back and the queen go back and all that sort of stuff, it's checkmate quite quickly. But black's got this move, and this, I don't even know if I haven't seen this before. Might have. And have I got anything like, I'm just trying to change these rooks around. So this rook's here, this one, and this rook's here on here, g5. And do I take with this rook, king here? I got this f5 move, h5 move, and then I got king here. That's it. Okay, he's taking that. What? We'll take that now. I'll take that because I saw after g5 we've got rook 8 takes h7, king g6, h5 check, king f5, and then we've got David didn't see it, rook f7 is checkmate. So it took me a wee while, and black went the other way anyway. Now, this is more my sort of style, so guess what? I'm going to be very careful because this is more my style. So I got this one. Check, check, whammo. So that's more my style to see that one. It's more so when I get those other ones, that was like, I think it was difficult. That's my opinion. You can give your opinion. I don't mind. Please give me your opinion about whether you think that was a difficult one. I mean, most players would, a lot of the players would just bang those moves out, bang, 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 boom, and make me look really silly. And that's okay. I don't mind being silly. I don't mind if I take longer to get to the point of things. I mean, I saw roughly the point of things, but that was all. Now this one is looking, I don't know. If I go, oh, look at this rook. There's a rook there. I didn't even see it. So that's the other thing. I've got these reading glasses on, using that in front of the monitor screen. But I didn't used to do that. It might be because it's a PC. That's what my friend used to say from the Amiga Club. Would say, have you ever seen anyone who's got an Amiga computer using... This is probably more difficult than the other one. I think it's rook takes, king takes, queen here. Not entirely sure at all, but I do like that sort of idea. I like it because I'm going to do this. Okay, I might be out here, I don't know. Well, the computer agreed. Okay, we're going to take this, I think. And then if bishop f3, that's my problem already. I'm already thinking what do I do then. So that's one. Oh, this is a good move by the National Master, who's 2239 in 3-minute chess. You see it here first at Dave's place. So what do we do now? I don't think we're going to play this somehow because it's 97 and we're going to pack up the pieces in our old kit bag. But it might be, it's not this either. Oh, hold on, it is. Bishop h4. Oh boy, my stomach. That's the water. Queen check. And then if bishop d7 to defend the check, okay, queen takes bishop. So the other one is pawn takes, bishop takes. This is probably the main line. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is the one I can rush in. And I've got to be careful. I've got to respect that black is 2239, National Master, and white is 2245. Just a wee bit of difference with a Santa Claus emoji for their distraction. Boy, Dave, what are you doing, Dave? The old king and pawn again. Chief strikes again. But what are we going to do about this one? King here. King here. Is it king here? I don't think so. So king here. And black has to move, white has to move. There's king a2, okay? Alright, then what? Then what, dear? What? Then what? Take a king e4. Then we got moves like g4. And then we've got king here. And then we've got king here, and then we've got a2. And if king a2, then here, and we promote. Well, I got one right. Yes. What do we do now? I don't know. It's not looking good, Dave. Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. It's not looking good, but do we go there first? Do I go queen b2? If queen f2, then rook d2 looks very good. Queen g3 isn't much better because the queen's sort of not got a wonderful set of moves to make. We're going here, and we're going to lock it in as if I'm on a game show. They're building next door. Building. Not building. You can hardly hear the music. I hope it's okay. I hope it's not too loud because it's done that to me before. Thank you for anyone that's watching this whole stream. You've got good patience skills because like I'm almost the number up there. I'm almost at that number in my age, and so the brain ain't as fast as it used to be. I think that I'm gonna. What am I going to do? Am I going to lock this in? Oh, hold on. Can we sort of spong the bishop if the queen moves to here? Do we play rook here after queen b2? Okay, I'm going here. I'm in jeopardizing mode now, which is something that I've been doing all my life. So that's why I try not to be impetuous, because it's a big weakness for me, and it's been my weakness since I've been about 13, and probably was my weakness before then. It's probably because I like to get out the place, because one time I was held down, and so I didn't like that. And also a school fight. I was in a school fight, and I was being held down by the other two guys, because I beat the 1 year older than me in a fight. And so what did they do? They ganged up on me to beat me at high school. I was a third former and I was fighting a fifth former. And the first time I knocked them out. So they came back, three of them. Two of them held me down, and the other one was punching me, kicking me, everything. And like I got damaged goods back then. Not nice as at school. And when you complain about that, you end up getting caned as well. Back then we used to get caned as well. So it's not happy. And B2. I don't see anything else. I'm going to rook D2. I'm going to take this, I think. So this can go wrong. But I'm not going to take the pawn, because it's bishop f6, and exactly what I just said is no good. Now I've got queen takes, and rook check, and rook check, and rook takes, I think. Is that going to be successful? Is it going to be queen takes, rook check, king there, rook check, capture the queen. Check, 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 capture. Might be, yeah, I might owe it to that guy that was basically a bully. I might owe it to him that happened for me at school. So here we got this dilemma for white. King. So I might owe my chess ability, although I was already doing quite well at chess, but still impetuous. I've been impetuous all my life, and you'd think that you'd just sort it out, wouldn't you? And then bishop c5 and bishop takes rook. If king takes knight, if you get what I mean. Oh, yeah, I'm out of here. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I'm going to check the notifications. I just want to do that, and I do have to go to the toilet because I've been drinking water. So they're my excuses, but they're true. Maybe I took my mind off the game, but I didn't look for the safe square. Why not? And then bishop c5, duh. So there you go. Thank you very much, everyone that's watched and watching and moved away and that sort of thing. That's fair enough. I've had some fun here. I've done all right. I'm going to cry because I let my chessboard down. I've let my chess game down. I've let my guard down. I'm going to spit the dummy. But I like to put myself on the timeout mat for this one. This is the sort of position I put on the timeout mat. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Why didn't I play knight f5 check? and pick up the loose knight, David, because you're impetuous. As knight c4 is no good because of bishop c5. I was going to go bishop g1 and all that sort of stuff, but there'll be a reason. And you know what the reason is? There's a rook check here, and then if I go bishop back, king takes knight. So that's what would happen. But whereas this knight's defended. Okay, so all the best with your chess, no matter where it's at, and primarily try to enjoy the game of chess, even when I spit the dummy. Just keep enjoying it, and remember the 7 respects, which are: 1, respect your opponent; number 2, respect your opponent's pawns and pieces. Now comes the difference. Number 3, respect your great chess prowess, because you're great. Number 4, respect your awesome pieces and your salubriously wonderful pawns, because they're just awesome. Number 5, I've already said it, respect the game of chess. And number 6, respect your move. Don't make a move, like Jose would say, make the move. And number 7, respect the chess clock. And in this case, I don't know which one I broke. I probably broke all 7 of them. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to bid you farewell from here on, and bye for now. How do I stop this now? Oh dear, I stop it that way. Bye. Thank you very much for the comments too. Every single